Okay then guys, here we go. The video you've all been waiting for. The results of the single seed potato challenge for 2023. And before we get into it, I'm going to tell you what the potato is because I'll probably forget later on. The one I sent out, crikey, 275 days ago now, a variety called Performer, and not a single person guessed this. I had a few emails backwards and forwards. A lot of people were thinking it was a popular one like Desiree or King Edward. Got you there guys, and what I've done, I just printed off a little bit of gumph about it, because it's, I would say relatively new, but it's an unusual potato perhaps. Performer seed potatoes are a popular choice for fish and chip shops and for adding to hot melting butter as a jacket potato, says one site. The variety is gaining popularity as a tasty chipper in the fish and chip shop trade. It has a pale yellow skin and a pale yellow flesh colour, and due to its superb uniformity of shape with big, oval, long tubers, it is ideally suited for processing. With its floury texture, Performer also eats well as a baker. Although tuber numbers can be lower than other varieties, its remarkable yield is very high with low wastage, producing big bold tubers. A good dry matter content makes it ideal for storing. Can be cultivated in most soil types. See that old diggy doesn't send you any old rubbish. Without further ado, I'm going to give a massive big shout out yet again to Bridgend Garden Centre up there in Fife, Scotland. I'll put a link to their website in the description down below. Honestly, I haven't found a better supplier of seed potatoes, and I'm not just saying that because they supplied these. Excellent customer service all round. If they're out of stock of one, they've even taken the time to phone me up and say, we haven't got blah, blah, blah. How do you fancy this instead? It's very similar. I mean, excellent customer service. Other places, they just send you your box of potatoes and a little note saying, blah, blah, King Edward out of stock. Honestly, fantastic. Many, many thanks yet again, guys. There were a record 38 entrants this year, but only 18 made it through to the end, submitting weights and all that. The weather was the major factor for most people falling by the wayside. So how are we going to do this? I think we'll do it a bit like last year. Alphabetical to start off with the receiving of the potato and slicing it and potting it, etc. Taking cuttings if you take cuttings, potting into the big pots if you put them in pots. And at the end, with the results, I'll go from the lowest to the highest just to keep you in suspense. Just one more thing before we get on with it. I've put all the links of the channels and the playlists in the description down below, so go and check them out.
Looks like I've got 3, possibly 4 eyes, and I'll let them dry overnight and I shall plant them up tomorrow. So my spuds have dried up overnight, a nice look skin in them. So I'm just going to put them in just a normal compost, multi-purpose compost. Nothing special at this point. That's the one I'm not too sure about, but we'll give it a go, see where we get.
Single seed potato challenge 2023. This is my potato, and I'm going to try and do it where you cut it into pieces and see if I can get them to grow on. So there's one piece that I did, 2 pieces and 3 pieces.
SSP My Saved Seed Potato Challenge 2023 off Steve House from Digwell Green Fingers. Go take a look at his channel because every year he does this potato challenge where we sow a potato. You can either chop it all up and hopefully get the biggest yield by the end of the season. So thanks for that, Steve. And he also sent me a, let me show you, a Star Wars Welsh t-shirt. So thanks so much, mate, for that. So what I thought I'd do now is I've chopped up the single seed potato for Steve House's channel at Digwell Green Fingers. I managed to get 4 pieces with little chits on. So I've got some pots here. I'll place them all in. I've let them dry up a little bit on the outside as well so they don't rot. And I'll plant these in now, and hopefully in a week or two's time, when I see a bit of shoots on them, I'll plant them then into bigger buckets. But for now, let's get these in the soil and watered.
Single seed potato challenge, cut up the tuber. And, well, I've had a disaster, didn't it? Got my little chopping board, little cedar plank I do barbecues on. Put it down, and the rose eye came off. Now, all is not lost, because where it was, just there, I'll try and zoom in on it, it's a bit small, it was hiding a second eye, and I never saw that. So what I'm going to do very quickly, I've got a little pot of compost, I've got some rooting powder, I'm just going to dampen the bottom of it. Did a bit of rooting, and I'm going to get it going, I think, see if that will work. So let's do the obvious one first. Make sure I don't squash any others. And there's numbers 3 and 6, right. So there we are then, 6 pieces. And all I've got is just some compost that's lying around, nothing special, because they don't need it.
And today we're going to be cutting up and planting the single seed potato challenge 2023. And so what we're going to do is we're going to try and cut each individual chit or eye. So just going to use a marker pen first, mark them out so we know that we're not going to go across anything. So if we make the first cut straight through there, and that's chip number 1. We'll just leave that open side up on there. Chip number 2. And then the last one, just do there. 3 and 4. I'm just going to be filling these up with some multi-purpose compost. Not going to be adding any feeds at this stage or anything like that, because mainly I just want these to root and start sending up shoots in these pots. So I'm just going to plant chip facing up and just push them into the dirt, cover them over. Right, so that is them for planted on.
time to do the preparation for Steve's potato challenge for 2023. So there it is. All the rules. All it initially looks like, it's got 3. A very, very small one there. One there, one there. There's nothing else on this potato. So it's like I'm going to be pushing to get 3. One there, one there, one there. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to cut the potato that way. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to lie these down like this and let this skin dry out. I may have left these a little bit too long. They need to get into some soil desperately. But that's them with the skin formed over them. I'll just give them a prod before they're still a little bit soft, so this should be fine. Now I'm going to do my potatoes now is, I've only got 3 this year. So I'm going to put them into these, I think these are 5cm pots. That's roughly got, it's about there, in there. And obviously there's a chit, that needs to be going up in the air. So I'm just going to put that in at a slight angle. And then I'm just going to literally cover it over. This is the only water that I'm going to get now until something appears. So I don't want them sitting in water because I don't want the soil being too wet. I've actually left a bit of a gap at the back of the greenhouse, about 6 inches, maybe a little bit more, just so that when it gets cold it's not against this twin wall polycarb.
So here's my potato that I've been sent by Steve from Digwell Green Fingers. So what I'm going to do first of all is have a look at the eyes that the potato has that will potentially sprout, if not already sprouted, and grow potato plants. And then I'm going to mark it up and I'm going to cut it into pieces so that each piece has got an eye / chit. Watch my fingies. Okay, we are now the day after I cut up the potato for the challenge, and I've got the pieces here. The areas of potato that were exposed are now dry.
And here we have Mel's entry, and as you can see from the image, she cut her seed potato into 3 pieces, and well, they grew quite well. Look at the roots on those. To be honest, the majority of the seed potatoes had 3 or 4 eyes when they were sent out, but a lot of people found that the longer they left them chitting, the more blind eyes, if you like, appeared. I mean, some had 6 in the end. And here's one potted up into a 5-inch pot, ready to grow on a bit before planting out.
There you go, it's quite hard to open with just one hand. But in here, we have a potato, and I'm going to start that by chitting it. There's a few chits on there already, and the idea is to get the biggest crop of potatoes, the heaviest crop of potatoes, off one potato. So I'm going to put it on the windowsill in my little pot there and let it chit away. I did the other day, I cut up the potato, but I've lost the footage. So this was the full potato. So it's colour. I did it so it's sort of calloused over. It's in 3 pots. I've got one chit on this bit, and there is another one just starting there, but it's too small, and it's cut up now anyway. So there's one on this bit, and I've got nothing on this bit, although I can just see a little bit of green there. So that's potentially one. So I've got 3 to do. So I've labelled up my buckets. I'm just gonna put a little bit of, this is just used compost which I keep from my you know, my pots and things from last year. So number 1 is going to be the one with the biggest chit, so that's just going in there with the chit facing up. We're just going to fill that up half up, and I'll let it sprout over that, and then I'll top it up again. There you go, last one. Cheers everybody, see you on the next one.
So my spuds arrived. I'm not sure when it got here. I've just looked outside and it was behind a plant pot, so it might have been out all night or for a couple of nights, I'm not sure yet. But the potato seems alright. Got a couple of eyes on it, maybe a few more forming in there. I wrote SSPC23 on it so I don't get it muddled up or anything. But I'll keep this one down here and the other one's upstairs. So yeah, good luck everyone. Hope everyone does well. So we're going to chop these bits off first. I've got a nice sharp knife. So straight down there.
Green?
Yeah. So what we have to do is you have to cut it and let it dry out. You can't plant it first before it dries out, otherwise it might rot off. So where's the other chit? We'll perhaps take that a little bit smaller actually down through there. So that's 2 bits done. We'll stand that with the kit facing up.
I don't.
So in here we've got 3 more bits, so I'm just going to take that straight down there and put that in like that, protecting the chit. So this one here, there's 2 really close together, but I'm not going to try and separate them. I'm going to pop that up into a pot and hopefully take 2 cuttings from this one, and maybe, well, we'll see what happens. If more than one shoot comes up out of each one, we'll take cuttings off each one, but
okay,
this one's going to be the one where we can take cuttings from. So go down here, try and keep the bits as big as possible, and that's it then. Right then, so the small chip ones are going in here, which is this one, the little chit just here. That can stick it in there. I'm just going to put that quite near the top. So I've been on the windowsill drying out overnight. They look quite dry, not 100% dry, but I'm not going to water this now until I see some growth come out the top.
So let's have a look and see what we got. Yeah, it is. You got the spud, you got the motivation. So what's stopping you? Have a look at the walls again, just to remind yourself. And I look forward to seeing your videos and photos. Best of luck to you. An award of £10 gift card awaits the entrance with the heaviest yield. So here we go. Let's have a go at this. This is what we've got from Steve. And we've got our fancy paper. This is fancy paper. There we go. Let's have a look. Well, that's not got many chits on it again. It's a bit like last year's. we've got 2 chits here, 1 here, and not many more. There may be possibly something come from these. So I've been examining it. It looks a mess. So I've got 1, 2, 3 guaranteed chits, and I'm not quite sure about these here. So first one, so I'm going to use these 4 flower pots, and I've just got a mixture here of compost, 2 parts compost, 2 parts cocoa coir, and 1 part perlite, and they're going to be planted into each pot. Just placing them on top at the moment until they harden off a bit, and then we're just going to cover over with another sprinkle of the compost.
Looking at my potato, I've got 1, 2, 3 chits, possibly going to be 4. I'm going to put this in the outhouse in the sunlight, but it's still cold, to see how the chits come. I'll leave it in there possibly 2 weeks, and then I'll cut it up and see how we go from there. I've got 4 which have got, well, 3 with chits, 1 with a possible chit, and 1 with nothing. So the 1 with nothing I'm still going to plant and see what happens. I've got a mixture here of sieved multi-purpose compost, 5 pots, and I'm now going to plant these. I'll give them a water, and then I'm going to transfer them to my propagator in the greenhouse. Chit number 1. And this piece of potato I'll plant and see how it goes. Right, I'm now going to transfer these to my propagator.
It's Tuesday the 4th of April, and this is about the single seed potato challenge 2023. Potato I have, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 chits. So I'm about to carve it up, and we'll see where we go from there. The middle one's going to be a bit awkward. There's a big bush there, and then there's one at this side, and one there, and one round that side. Right, I'm going to first slice it in half, because I don't need the bottom bit. And then we'll have a look, see if I can get in there. I've got that down as number 3. That one is number 2. Number 1 and number 4. Okay, it is Wednesday the 5th of April, and as you can see I've got the bits of potato to put in. Number 4. Number 4, with it being the biggest chit, I'm going to put into this bucket on its own. Yep. So that will go in the centre, and we'll cover it up. So here we go. Number 2, number 3, and number 1. That's my lot for this one. Catch you later.
So I've got it all marked up now. There's still the big chit at the top there. We've got another little one that's come on the side here. Potential one there, and another 1, 2, 3 at the bottom. So it is going to be, so there's enough of a sign there of the chits so that we can actually start chopping this up. So I've marked it all up. So let's get chopping. And there we go. Let's get those in a tray, and we're going to leave those for 24 hours, or about 24 hours, just for these sides to dry off and cure, and then we'll get them potted up. So here we are with the potatoes all potted up and growing. So this was the one that was a really strong chit on it, and then these are all the other ones which are all sprouting through.
Welcome back, my gardening friends, to my first video on the hashtag Single Seed Potato Challenge 2023. Steve from Digwell Green Fingers sent us one potato, unknown variety, nicely wrapped in some nice packaging with all the rules. And there's several ways you can do this. You can either dig the chits out, you can slice them up, you can put them in whole, you can take cuttings. I think I may have, I've got one chit there, I may have one there, definitely got one there, and we've got one there. So I think I've got 4 eyes, 4 chits. So we're going to pop those up into these trays. They've been cut and they've let callus over now for quite a couple of days, but don't leave it too long, else they'll just shrivel up and go to nothing. So we're just going to pop those in there. The chits will start to grow in the warm. Last year I did go a little bit early again, and we ended up getting them frosted. So I'm going to be careful this year. They're going to stay in the grow room, and then once the chances of frost have gone, we will get them outside.
So I'm about to do my single seed potato challenge 2023. So here's my seed potato. So looking at it, I think I've probably got 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 chits on there. So I'm going to slice it up. So we've got 1, 2. I'm going to try that one even though it's quite small. Number 2. Number 3. And I'll cut that one off. Number 4 is there, and the biggest one, number 5. So I'm going to leave those to scab over for a day, and then I'm going to plant them into some small pots. So today is Wednesday the 27th of March. I've left my seed potato one day to dry, so you can see they're nicely dried over. And I'm just gonna put them in some pots, all 5 pieces, with the chits facing up. Cover them over with some more compost. I've not added anything to the compost. Got my labels, and I shall keep them in my unheated greenhouse for now, and then they'll go into larger pots or bags. Okay, wish me luck.
The final entrant is a team effort from the Winton Widgers. Now, the Winton Widgers are a bunch of guys from the Community Link Day Centre for Adults with Learning Disabilities down in Fareham in Hampshire. The team itself, in no particular order, is made up of Malcolm, Alice, Matthew, Graham, Tom, Betty, Gail, Lee, Connor, Lewis, Keeley and Lorraine. Some of the guys who can't get into the garden use their arts and crafts skills to decorate the pots, while the rest of the team planted, fed and watered the spuds as they were growing. And some of the Widgers harvested the potatoes last week, and you'll see that in a minute. What a fantastic effort. Hats off to you guys.
Dear all, so an update on the single seed challenge 2023. So I got me 4 chits. So 1 to 4 is on the 1 on the right, 4 on the left. 1 and 4 are doing really well, and they've even got spuds on there growing already. 3 and 4 were a bit below, not quite so good. I think the slug's been having a go, and there's a bit of damage on it by the looks of it. But they are growing roots. They are getting there, bit by bit. So hopefully this new bit of compost and new bucket will keep them going. So my compost mix is a bucket of 3-year-old leaf mould, a bucket of last year's homemade compost, some bloodfish and bone, and a 6 litre packet of clover. I shall put number 4 into this 15 litre bucket. I'm going to try different sizes, different types. So I've stuck a spoonful of microphysal fungi. Fits perfect. Number 3 will go into this old felt bag I've had for a couple of years, so I thought I'd try this. Some more fungal there, just to keep it going. Number 2 is going into this, I think it's a grow potato bag. It's looking nice in there. And number 1 is going into the traditional 30 litre bucket. So there we have all 4 bags or buckets of this year's single seed challenge. I was going to cut that one in half, try and get a fifth, but because there's spuds on there already, I should leave it. Lessons learnt for next year. If we're going to do that, do it a bit earlier. So there we have the 4 buckets, bags full of compost, topped up with straw in their resting place for the summer. Just borrowed a second early, just popping through. Good luck, everybody.
Okay, that's going to go straight into a pot, so we'll put that to one side for a second. But these have got numerous shoots. Right, let's do it. Let's do it. What was it? Faint heart, winds no whatever. Well, we got 2 bits of tuber and we got 2 lots of roots, so fingers crossed on that one. Going to put that near the edge because it's a bit floppy. I don't want it to break. So we got 8 big ones and the little tiny little pot at the front. That is the cutting I've just taken. I'm potting on the single seed potato challenge slices. And what I'm going to do in all of them, I'm going to put a sprinkle of this Incredi-Bloom in. I know it says flowers, but when you look at the back, I've said this before, 13, 5, 18 plus MGO and sulphur. So it's very, very close to potato fertiliser, so I might as well try it. Right, that's it then, guys. Can't remember what I'd done now. 2 in Rocket Grow Multi-Purpose, 2 in Harmony, 2 in Happy, 2 in Violet Farms. That's the ones on the end there. Nothing wrong with those at all.
It's April the 2nd today, and going to be potting on and trying to separate these potato plants. These are my 4 from the single seed potato challenge, and as you can see, they've all got multiple shoots coming out of them. I don't know if anyone has ever come across anything like this before, but I noticed they all seem to have it on them. Not sure what that is, like little blisters. I've checked number 3, and see it's got 2 main shoots coming out of there. So just take this out of the pot. Let's see what's what. Just go straight down the middle there. Hopefully should get 2 plants out of that now. See the actual piece that we planted, still quite firm. That's 1 done. That's cutting number 2 done. But we managed to get 11 cuttings. The 9 original plants that we had, and the cutting that we took the other week, which takes us up to a total of 21 from a single seed.
Here we go for the single seed potato challenge. What I'm going to do now is, as you can see, it's coming along quite nicely, but I am going to use some of this absolutely amazing compost from my wormery, and we will see how that is. Top it up with that and we will see how we get on. But so far so good. Bye bye.
Right guys, an update on the single seed potato challenge 2023. Now on mine, I cut my 1 potato into 3, and that's all I managed to get. A few other people are saying the same thing as well. Right, as you can see, these original pots that I put them in my last video. I can see now the different heights of them. These are not big pots, so these now need to go into bigger pots. So I'm going to show you which ones I'm going to be putting into this year. Right guys, there's me 3 pots filled, single seed 23. Put some of that at the bottom of each, and I've added blood, fish and bone to all 3. So that's really where I'm out to with my single seed potato challenge. Well guys, I'm out to the single seed potato challenge for 2023. With all the rain that we had that before, this massive heat wave that we've now got, it just literally rotted the plants away.
So here's the first of my plants that I got from the single seed potato as part of the single seed potato challenge, and it's ready now to go into its final pot. I'll just show you what the root system looks like in a mo. I'm going to be putting it in this pot, just this single plant in here, and it's a 20 litre pot, and we'll see how that goes. Okay, so perfectly fine root system there, and a nice healthy looking plant. It's been in the polytunnel actually, and I'm going to pop this into this 20 litre pot, and in here I'm using just general multi-purpose compost, and I've mixed through a handful of fish blood and bone and a handful of chicken manure pellets. I'm going to pop the potato plant in, and I'll fill it up to just above, just below the top of the foliage. I'll go and do that and then show you what it looks like when it's done. Okay, some of the foliage is covered, and I've left the top few leaves sticking out. So this is the second one that's ready to be potted on, but I just noticed that we've actually got 2 little plants there. So what I'm going to do is hopefully take a cutting and take this one off, just, you know, try and get some root with it. Okay, I've made the incision, I've cut down there, so let's just see. There. So this one I'm going to put into a bigger pot now, and this one I'm going to put back into that pot that it was in.
And Mel has gone for the traditional way of planting potatoes and put one into the ground. And the other 2 growing slices, they've gone into what look like proper potato bags.
Right guys, I hope you can see us. So this is the single seed potato challenge. Sent 1 seed potato by Steve Digwell Green Fingers. Cut it into pieces, potted it up. So I ended up with 3 pieces. 2 have sprouted. This one hasn't, so which I don't think it has. Yeah, that one's just rotted off, not sprouted. So we'll leave that. Right, we're going to pot them up into the final bucket. So I've got my label. Right, a couple inches of compost in the bottom there, and let's get it potted up. Decent roots, let's get it in there. So this compost is just actually reclaimed wood chippings off my paths. I've decided not to do any potatoes this year apart from this one in buckets, simply because of the cost of the compost. You end up paying more for the compost than you do get back in the potatoes. That's the leaves nearly covered, so I'm going to leave it there and I'll top them up.
Okay, this is my effort. I'm going to say effort. I've neglected them. Cruelty. I should be flogged at the gallows. So these are me single seed potato challenge potatoes, and I forgot all about them. Sorry, Steve. So I need to get them potted up. I don't think I'm going to do any good this year. Too late. Looking at you other people doing them. So okay, this is my spent compost I'm using. So I put chicken manure pellets and I put a good handful of bloodfish and bone. So I put that in there. So we get the potato out. I pulled this one out because I forgot my tripod again, and there is a potato in there. So they need getting in desperate. So I should just top that up with compost now. Single seed potato challenge with Steve. I've neglected these. They've probably only been planted 3 weeks in these pots. I even got potatoes on in the little cell tray. Sorry, Steve. I don't think I'll be any good this year.
This one here is just coming through and it's got 2 on it there, which is quite good. I'm going to pot these 3 on today, and these 2 will be potted on maybe Saturday or the next root day after that, depending on how big they are. I was thinking about taking cuttings, but I'm not 100% sure whether it's worth it or not. And I'm sure Steve at Digwell Green Fingers is going to tell me that taking cuttings is a good idea and tell me why my logic is wrong. So these are my cuttings for the SSPC 2023, hosted by Steve Digwell, and I've got 8 definitely rooted cuttings. Good morning everyone, Nick the gardener, Meadow the gardener. So today it's potato planting day, but not any ordinary potato. This is a single seed potato. So I've got 5 in here at the moment, and I've staked them because they're quite tall and floppy. I've got a little clip round them just to hold them up.
And we've also got something to do for as well.
Just to stop the thing from rattling around, isn't it? Yeah. So yeah, we've got to get these up to allotment in one piece. So we'll bring you back when we're up there, and fingers crossed they make it, eh? One piece.
Yeah.
Right, so all the plants made it here safely, none of them have snapped yet.
Here comes the crumbles. Yep, that's
not looking too bad. Whoa, I think the stick's snapping. Oh. Stick did kind of come out, that's alright.
That's. Do you think that's a bit too deep? Or?
No, I'd rather it be deeper really.
Oh, look at that!
So we've got 4 bits, and we're going to put them up into a bigger pot. So I've got this big bucket, and we've also got some B&Q buckets. So I'm going to just fill up just the bottom level with the homemade compost, covering with some bloodfish and bones. And for this one, I've got some dried grass. I'm just going to place the dried grass around the outside, and that should keep the water and the nutrients in the bucket. So for my next one, I'm going to do it in a hanging basket. So number 3, the long leggy one, is going to go direct into my no dig bed. So potato number 4 is going to go into a box.
I'm now about to take my first cutting off my single seed potato challenge. I'm going to take the cutting just above the leaf node at an angle, which I have. I'm going to put this into some rooting compound. I've already got a tub of compost here ready. I'm going to plant that in, That's in a yoghurt pot. That's going to go into my propagator and we'll see how that goes. Right Steve, I've set up to plant my first potato. I'm going to use Miracle-Gro, farmyard manure, and we'll go from there. And just a little bit of charge, just to give it that little bit of boost. That's all had a good mix in. I've got some microfungi here to put round. This is just my plan and we'll just see how it goes from there. Just going to add just a little bit more potato fertiliser around the top. Right, that's the first one done. I put rapeseed straw on the top of them. I think for my options it helps keep the moisture in and also it cuts down on a lot of weed problems. Right, these are the cuttings I've taken. I'm just going to have to see how they go, see if I have any luck. And I hope I haven't damaged the main plants. This is my SSPC 23 challenge. As you can see, I've got quite a few tubs which I'm going to harvest, but I've also got all these which haven't done anything.
Morning, it's Monday 1st of May and we're looking now at the next part of SSPC 2023 challenge. So I'll get these put in the pot and I'll bring you back when they're down there. The potatoes are in the final resting place. There we are. 1, 2, 3 and 4.
The spruts are now using all the energy from the potatoes and now they've started to throw the roots out. So ideally we need to cover these up. Now I normally just have my homemade compost. I try and not to add too much, but we've got some chicken manure pellets. Don't want too many of those. We've got a little bit of bloodfish and bone. And then we've got some hoof and horn, slow release fertilisers. We'll keep all that at the bottom where the roots will be popping in. So we'll be very careful with this. We don't want to destroy it too much. But as you can see there, we'll just hold that potato there. The roots are now coming out really well. And there it's growing all the extra little bits. And if we're lucky enough, that's still quite firm. Actually, it's quite hard. Very little water added during this process, because that holds all the water that the plant needs. I'm not going to cover that completely, but that's one of 4.
Well, for the last bucket of the single seed challenge, I left it a bit just in case anything got out of it. And I got the 4 white ones there. The rest of the ones I left out over a week because I was so disappointed. So I'm going to weigh them just to see how much this little bit will come to. A full 112 grams. Gives you something to go for, all them peeps. Cheers all.
Single seed potato challenge. I have 2 buckets, there and there, and I'll just empty them out from one bucket.
It's the 31st of August today, and we're going to do Steve's single seed potato challenge reveal. See what we've got in here. Oh, look at that. Well, I might not have many, but I'm impressed with the size. 2 potatoes and 2 tiny ones. So in total, $713 grams. So Steve, just wondering, is this the biggest potato? And if it is, am I the winner? 547 grams.
I'm missing Richard's slicing and planting and potting on videos, etc. But here's the final weight, 808 grams.
Hi there guys, and welcome back to the Seed Potato Challenge. So as you can see, the foliage here has all died off, so I think it's definitely time to start digging these up. So I'll get that done now. And here we go. Here's all the potatoes that I've just managed to dig up. So they actually look pretty nice potatoes. I'll give them away and we will see how much we've got there. Right then, and the moment of truth for the Single Seed Potato Challenge 2023. So let's see what we've got here. Can't get the baby ones. Here we go. Right then, and that is the grand total. Bye bye.
I'm going to empty my potatoes out for the Single Seed Potato Challenge 2023. So these are the 2 buckets that I had. As you can see, they've been a little bit neglected, so I'm not expecting too much. So this one had 2 in it. Let's see what we've got in here. One. And this one had 3 pieces in it. Looking a little bit better. Okay, so that looks like all we've got. I'll give them a rinse off and I'll weigh them and let you know how much they come to. Thanks. Okay, so we've got 1,859 grams. Yeah, grams. So 1,859. Okay, and I'll be eating some of those for my dinner later. Thank you. Bye.
Hello, it's Sarah from She Sows She Grows Allotment Diaries. I'm here to give you the big reveal for the Single Seed Potato Challenge 2023. I had 4 containers, 4 slices, we'll call them, or chunks, that I cut from the original potato in a 10-inch pot. I potted them up into a big, huge container, and unfortunately one of them died. It got flooded and there was too much water in the pot and it couldn't cope and it just died, so I lost one of them, but the other 3 did grow. So I have no idea what I'm going to reveal, if there's going to be anything revealed, but here we go. Oh, well, there's one. Oh, here we go, look. Thank you, Steve, for running the competition. I've definitely learnt a thing or two about growing potatoes. I've not got the most successful harvest, it's not the largest harvest, but I can't really complain. I think that's quite good considering.
So I popped over because it's that time of year where I have to harvest the potatoes that I planted for Steve's challenge, the SSPC 2023. So I'm just going to do it now. I got 2 buckets and I gotta be honest, I actually neglected them. I planted them up, gave them some water and good feed, and then just put them at the back of the plot, and they've done their thing. So let's have a look what's inside here now. So the first bucket, let's have a look. Hey, you know what? They're pretty decent sized spuds. So considering they're not small, I think we might get a weight in the size. Good for chips as well. Now I did cut the potato up that Steve sent me into segments, each with an eye on it. And then I think I planted 2 segments in each bucket. Let's get the other bucket. Again, decent sized spuds. That's a seed potato. We've got a couple of little tiddlers, so I'll add them on as well, because I mean, every weight helps, I suppose. That's it. Right, now to weigh. Right, I've got it as level as I can. Let's tear it off. And the weight is 2.22 kilograms. So it's not a massive harvest, but I'm happy with it. Cheers, Steve.
Well, I gotta say, guys, what a team effort. And you all know now, it's not about the winning, it's about the taking part. It's about having the fun and getting outdoors and doing something. And, well, at the end of the day, you got a load of potatoes to eat. And knowing Jane, who roped you all into this, those potatoes did not go to waste. They were most likely used to good effect in the canteen for the next couple of days. Very, very well done, guys.
As you can see, this is had a whole bunch of straw on top of it, and some of that has actually started to root. So let's get all that out to start with. Oh, that's quite a good one in there. That's quite a good one. A couple of smaller ones there. Here we got a couple of nice ones. Look at that one. Now that, look at that. Whoa, that's a whopper. There's the seed that we put in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that is our yield. So, oh, hang on, let's get this right. It's off of there. We want to measure. Well, that's good. And for, right, so there we go. So that is there. If you're watching this, it will be blurred out because part of the conditions on that is that you don't reveal the weight. That only goes to competition. So you'll see that later on. But that is the weight of potatoes we got out of one single seed potato.
Okay, this is pot number one. It feels heavy. Oh, bye. That's out to go by. We're in for some fun.
Oh, some big guns there.
That's even better there.
Yeah, to see that one.
And that's even better still. My missus is happy with them.
I am.
Oh, there's a TG1 there, and there. Not bad size, but not a fantastic amount. Not bad at all. It's only got a bit of green. More slugs in here than enough. Loads of slugs at the bottom of that pot. Oh, look at this lot.
Oh, lovely.
These are better.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Bit of scab on that one.
Oh, that's a grind.
That's a beauty. that might be the only big one that's in. Here we are.
Nice spuds.
Yes, they are. Very nice potatoes. Without a doubt.
And hopefully they haven't all rotted off. It's quite wet. This is the first glimpse of whatever potato Steve has sent us. It's just a white potato of some description. All this rain that we've had. Potato number 2. Potato number 3. Another nice potato. No guesses in the comments. If you want to, you can. What variety it might be, but there's certainly a good potato. It will be interesting to see. I don't know. Have a close look, guys. Not bad. Probably not a winning harvest, but then again, you never lose when it's for free. Because I'm struggling to get a really big potato, Steve, those are getting the nodules on, so I'm not sure what variety it is, but there's been one reveal where they've got all sorts of misshaped potatoes, which I was hoping for one, but I have to take this one to Malvern if we don't get anything any better in the ground. But don't forget, we started off with a potato probably half this size. It had got 4 chits on. We sliced it up and planted these, and these potatoes do seem like a really good variety, and maybe even too big for roast potatoes. I will be saving a couple of these potatoes to replant again. I've just noticed this little brown mark there, whether that's because of the wetness, but that one was a lot drier than the other.
No going back now. Right, so we have some potatoes. There we go. you see. So this was the cutting, taking off a small potato plant as it initially grew. So let's, I think this will probably give me the least harvest, but let's just see. Oh, okay. Well, immediately I see 2 rather nice sized potatoes. That's nice. Oh, and a 3rd. Oh, wow. And a 4th and a 5th. So very nice size. These are great size for baking, I think. That is not bad at all. Penultimate one. Oh my. Ho ho. Oh, there's a little hole in that. That's annoying. But just a little hole. Look at the size of that. And oh my word. And look at the size of that. Huge. Excellent. That's a better size and that's not too bad. Oh, there's another whopper. Let's see what it's got for us. Right. Oh, certainly lots of potatoes. That's so I am very, very pleased. I have no doubt that other people in the challenge are going to get more than me. Nevertheless, I am very happy with what I have here.
Okay, I want to tip out my first bucket of single seed potato challenge spuds. I'm doing them one at a time this year, well, I'm going to try to. In the past I've done them all together. I've ended up with Lord knows how many kilograms of potatoes all at once. Now with these, I marked some of these up with what compost I use, and this is Happy compost. So let's have a... And I don't think it's very happy at all. Oh, well, there we are. Some big ones, I'll tell you that. Yeah, I'll weigh them when I get home, and you'll find out at the end of October what they weigh. Right, hang on there, you've got to go in here, look.
Okay. Good so the mud can fall out.
Yeah.
Ew, there's rotten one. I see one, I saw a potato.
Oh,
there's a centipede in it!
That's a good one, isn't it?
There's a centipede!
Is it?
There's a centipede!
Where?
It's
Oh, he's gone there. Centipedes are good.
already.
It's Bob, is that his name, is it?
Yeah. Bob? Bananas when you hear about potatoes. Why about Here's a potatoes.
Yeah, last one. I'll tell you what, they're a fair old size, aren't they? Maybe not as big as the ones last year, but... And that's it, guys. I'll give these a wash up, get rid of this compost, and I'll just show you what we got. I'll tell you the weight at the end of October. Well, there we are then. That's quite a lot. I think 4 buckets, not too bad. And it's a fair old size, aren't they, as well? So that's good. Some of them are better than others, obviously. And a little bit of scab on a few of them, which is I'm very pleased about, because I normally get a lot of scab. But then again, it has been rather wet, hasn't it? So scab is a symptom of dry weather, as you know. Ooh, that's quite a few bags of sugar there. So I'll weigh those when I get home, and I'll let you know, like I say, end of October, first week of November.
How do you take
Yeah, that must be quite a big one then, darling, if you can't get it out. Oh, that's a funny shaped one, isn't it? Right, pop them in the blue bucket, darling, over here. Here you go, pop it down by you if you want.
Yeah.
Right. So, it's a weird shape, isn't it? It's got a nose on it. Right, have you got your gloves on you, darling? Oh, that is a strange one, isn't it? Oh. Let everyone see what we got. And remember, this is all from one potato. How many was in there, did you say?
Huh?
37?
37.
Oh, there's Mr. Potato Head. So yeah, that's not a bad harvest at all, is it, darling?
No.
Thanks for your help. Start harvesting them potatoes. I've got 1, 2, what's that size one? 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's my target reach then. I'll be happy. Yeah, so 70 potatoes from 1 potato. Personal best.
Some strange shaped potatoes here. A little bit very strange. These potatoes are from cuttings, so we'll just see how it goes. And that's it. As you can see, the last harvest.
Well, there we are, guys. Some impressive weights there yet again. Roughly 100 kilograms, some 18 spuds. That's over 5.5 kilograms per potato, you know what I mean? That's brilliant. Well done, Robert. Fantastic weight there, buddy. So we're going to have to knock you off your throne next year. Hopefully we'll go ahead next year. Still looking for a sponsor. And the Royal Mail prices have gone up by 40%, so maybe an increase in your postage fees, guys. I'll put the channel names and links in the description down below, so you go and check out their channels and see the unedited version of their single seed potato reveals, etc. And also there's a playlist at the top of the description there, so you can go and check out just all the SSBCs if you want to. I think that's about it, guys. I'll do a little rolling, scrolling thing at the end with all the weights and everything. And well, fingers crossed we can do it all again next year. Take care.